I appreciate you joining me. We are going to be looking in Philippians chapter 4 today. We're going to be thinking about meditating on good things. Our hymn is Let the Beauty of Jesus Be Seen.
Let the beauty of Jesus be seen in me, all his wonderful passion and purity. May his spirit divine all my being refine. Let the beauty of Jesus be seen in me.
We're looking in, as I said, Philippians chapter 4, and there were a couple of women who Paul is encouraging the person who's there to help them get along. They're at odds with each other for whatever reason. So in verse 4 he says, Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. Let your gentleness be known, to all men. The Lord is at hand. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there is any virtue and if there is anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things. The things which you learned and received and heard and saw in me, these do, and the God of peace will be with you. I'd like for us to work our way backwards through this passage to make a few simple points, but to start there in verse 8, thinking about what do we meditate on? What do we focus on? And it's very easy to focus on the fly in the ointment. It's easy to focus on the cloud rather than the silver lining. The news, sadly, is usually it's not good. It's not good news. It's not the gospel. No, when you turn on the news, what is it? Um, Sadly, it's usually it's bad news, or it's attacking this person or another, thinking about politics, or it's whatever else. What do we meditate on? The Lord wants us to meditate on those things that are good, on those things that are true, on those things that are noble. He wants us to fill our hearts and minds with those things that are of good report and things that are lovely and pure. And it's the praiseworthy. That's what the Lord wants us to meditate on. And see, so these ladies who were having trouble with each other, they needed to think about better things. They needed to meditate on better things, and we need to do the same. You might consider it, this is how we enjoy the peace that passes understanding. The reason that so many people, the reason that even Christians sometimes get swallowed up in anxiety is because they don't follow what this passage says. They don't learn to train their minds to look at those things and focus on those things that are worthy of their focus. They set their mind on earthly things rather than heavenly things. Back to our passage, verse 6, it says, Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, let your requests be made known to God with thanksgiving. What do we do with our cares? Sadly, what happens a lot of times, and this is what the devil does. The devil tries to twist things and pervert things. And what the devil wants us to do is, A, focus on things that are bad. And then if he can do that, well, then what will we do with those wicked trifles? We'll share them. And so then we start gossiping, or we start slandering, or we start, thinking that we ourselves can solve all the world's problems. Or whatever the case. My point is, the cares that we do have, what do we do with them? What does the Lord want us to do with them? The Lord wants us to bring them to Him. That's what the Lord wants. The Lord recognizes that we will have things that we are anxious about. We will have things, we will have requests. What do we do with our cares? Let them be made known to God. Put it in God's hand. And think about the things you can control, think about those things that are praiseworthy. And in all these things, verse 5, let your gentleness be made known to all men. Be gentle, and notice the back half there. The Lord is at hand. The Lord is watching. And so we need to go easy. We need to go easy. We need to be humble. We need to consider others better than ourselves. The cares we do have, we put them at the Lord's feet, and we meditate on those things that are worthy of our meditation. That's what we do. Might consider our hymn as we think about, let the beauty of Jesus be seen in me. This is how we do it. The Lord could have allowed himself to be swallowed up by the devil's ways. Instead, the Lord overcame. For the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross. See? He was focusing on better things. For the joy that was set before him. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good day. Join us tomorrow for another portion of our daily praise.